Hello everyone. Good evening from Bangladesh. After a long time back, since we are back again. Thank you very much who are watching this show. And I am Toufiq Zohur, starting this program. Last 7 months, we did not do any program due to our some technical problem. But today we are starting this program with such a talent and such a very important poet in this world nowadays. That is Ilaria Giovinazzo from Italy. She has to join with us for this program, and we are very much grateful to her that after 6 months later, she did not forget us. And finally, when I asked to her that if she ready, then we can start this program newly, this episode with her. Just she heard this and told me that she is ready to do this interview show because in past we did fifth of Star Poet Talk Show, but this is our sixth number of International Star Poet Talk Show. And today, the 17th February, Monday, in Bangladesh time now, it is 9 p.m. in the evening, and in the 4 p.m. in Italian time. I beg apology to my all the viewers across the world who did not see our International Poetry Carnival and also the interview show last 6 months. So please don't get any wrong misinterpret for us. We are starting and to be continue again. This program will go for International Poetry Carnival, International Interview Show, and others. Our participation, others, our contribution will go regularly. Thank you very much, Ilaria. How are you?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Toufiq, and thank you for this invitation. I am very happy to be able to talk to you about my work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Yes,
for
it's
putting
it's
into
really.
yeah.
Yes, it's a really amazing program is going to be happen now because after 6 months later, you are the first person in this world who has joined with us this program. Thank you again, and no more to talk now. Just I am starting this program. First of all, just as it is the interview show, so I am asking you the starting question: when did you first start to write, Ilaria?
Okay. I started writing continuously during my adolescence. I was a great reader and I read everything when I was 9 or 10 years old. Reading and painting have always been my two great passions. Writing came later as a further form of expression. I wrote short stories, then novels, poems. In fact, my first publications were fiction, and only during the pandemic did I publish my poems. Before that moment, I had never felt the need to publish them. Some had only been published in some literary prize anthologies. This is my start. I can't hear.
Thank you very much for your beautiful answer. Really, we are impressed to hear your starting time in writing area. Thank you. Now I am asking the second question. Who is the most influential person in your life as far as writing?
Oh, is a difficult question. I can tell you one author. There are so many American, European, but also Indian, Chinese, Japanese. I could mention Gao Xingyan for the literature. Was Mountain of the Soul. I loved very much, but also an Indian author, Anita Nair. I love. Also the Japanese Yasunari Kawabata, Natsume Soseki. Of American authors, I really loved Francis Scott Fitzgerald. As for poetry, my teenage models were Walt Whitman, the master, and Giuseppe Ungaretti. Today, I can say that I pay a lot of attention to two or three contemporary authors, female, Marilyn Mashri, Cettina Kallio, and Chandra Livia Kandiani. Uh, I recently discovered another very interesting Syrian poet, thanks to a dear friend of mine, Widad Nabi, exceptional. This without counting ancient and modern poets from other countries that I continue to read. So it is difficult to tell you just one name. I believe that my writing has absorbed that continues to absorb from all of them.
Thank you. Thank you. We just know about the
To you.
influential person, different the area of the world who are influencing you for writing. Thank you very much, Ilaria. Really, it was a very amazing answer from your side. Now I'm asking you the first question. What is the definition of poetry in your thought?
Okay. I recently answered this question in another interview. I believe that poetry is a magical language. Um, I am an anthropologist that allows used to use the rhythm, the music of words to express our inner depths. Poetry is made up of many things. The form must be in harmony with the substance. The language becomes an expressive tool in itself and takes on a magical value. Like a mantra, a magical formula, a prayer. The poetry is all this on and much more.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your beautiful answer. You told the definition of poetry. It's a magical sentence or magical line. So now I am requesting you to deliver one of the poem from your side. You recite for the viewers who are watching this show across the world, uh, as it is the magical sentence or magical line or magical words for everyone. So please
I
recite
read the
one poem.
poem. I
Yes,
read the
one
poem.
poem.
Okay. Uh, Move in the jailer's shadow, giving way to the silence of the stems, grafting new shrubs, new words, cutting of the evil, death clinging to the side. You hug me, ignoring the hand, the slender movement of the bellflower in December, the answer to the virgin question of children. Tell me, Mom, why do we die?
Such a heart touchy poem you have decided now. Tell me, Mom, why should we die? Yes, really, I think you have written this poem about Philistine or something like that. You have written. Your poem is always touches our heart because always you have given some message to your poems. And when we read your poems around the any kind of magazine or any kind or Facebook, when you posted your poem, we read it very carefully and attentively, and we have got some message that is very amazing. A poet is like that who always gives some message to the readers, and you are really such a talented a poetess in the world that every of your poem we have got some message. Thank you, Ilaria, for your beautiful poem we have heard in the first time. Now I am asking you the fourth number of questions. What power is there within the poet pen?
Okay. In the last years of his life, the Palestinian poet Mahmoud Darwish admitted that poetry could not change things, that it was not powerful enough. In an ironic in an ironic poem, the Italian poet Patrizia Cavalli also admitted, "My poems will not change the world." I am convinced that words have an enormous power to influence the human soul and change paradigms. Poetry is a very important tool, and civil poetry, the poetry of struggle and resistance, the poetry that provides alternatives to single thought and lights up and speaks with the voice of truth, is a very powerful weapon of light.
Do you believe that the poetry is a powerful weapon of life? Do you believe it?
Yes, I believe it, absolute. Um, because in my poetry, I search the light of the world.
Oh, really? Thank you very much. I just want another additional question for your answer. From your answer, uh, do you think the poetry can change the world?
Sorry,
Do you
Tufika.
think? I repeat again. Do you think the poetry can change the world? The violence, the something like the war, everything can change by the poetry.
About the war.
Yes. How
Okay.
is it possible to change the world by poetry?
The poetry is a great. I have a great power, but yes, but no, not enough to to make end of the war. It is a strong voice, but it's not enough. I think.
My dear friend, you know that the every poet and poetess are the dreamer. They write their poem and they send it to the readers and they show the society a dream. Every poem there is a dream. So I am asking you another question: is there something regarding writing that you would like to achieve that you have not yet achieved?
Okay. So many things. I have many projects in my head, but surely in first place, right now, I would like to dedicate myself to pursue a novel um, that I have had. I have had in my head for years, and then a translation that I care about a lot after having translated the poet Kashmiri Lala, and I would like to make other Indian mystic poets known in Italy. Spirituality has a strong relevance in my writing, and
Yes, yes,
this
yes.
is
That
my
is
principal interest.
yes. This is one of the things that you have written in every in your poems, that there is a spirituality. We have seen every in your poem there is some spirituality and some there is message. So I am asking you, do you believe in culture, in spirituality or other things? It's the additional question.
Do you want I read a poem about this?
Do you think that actually I am clearing you very frankly, do you think that the poetry can throw the message by spirituality wave? Is there any wave to uh, throw the poetry by the spirituality or something other like that? What do you think?
Um, the poetry is the best. Uh, Sorry, um, is it, the best. Oh, I don't. Um, the best
Yes,
practice for the
yes,
spirituality. Okay, it is like a prayer. Is like a lens on the mm, on the inner on the self. Okay, and the poetry and the spirituality is my um, Mm, just a moment.
Okay,
Um, means, okay, are the means of my search.
okay. Fantastic answer you have given to all the viewers who are watching this program across the world. And as it is, we have to back after 6 months later. So now today our program is sharing 23 countries only, and 52 groups are sharing this show. Now I am watching and looking this in my page. Thank you very much, Ilaria. You are giving such a beautiful and brilliant answer from my question. Really, I am impressed today. I am looking and I am understand that you are really so much talented poet in this world. And always I am very much impressed to read your poems. Thank you very much. Now I am requesting you to please recite another one poem from your book. Thank you.
Okay. Uh, I read Illumination of the Wind. They are the illumination of the wind, the repeated song of the cuckoo on the magnolia branch, to give me the consistency of the seed, the efflorescence of breath, to tell me, shut up. The goddess Tara smiles at chaos, while I pray to snow-capped peaks of my personal Himalaya. She inhales, she exhales. Everything is there telling me, shut up. This is a spiritual poem.
Yes. I understand and I have heard it very attentively. Thank you very much for your beautiful poem you have again recite. Ilaria, just I asking you another one question that is not I throw you. I am just asking you in additional way. Uh, when you start your writing in the very early stage, uh, why you come to this world for writing? Do you
Can
think that
you?
it's a passion? Do you think that it's a passion, or it's a hobby, or it's a challenge, or I can give some message to the world people who will read my everything? What do you think to start this? Do you
When is
understand?
no, no, sorry, Tofik, I
Oh,
can't.
again, I'm telling you,
Yes, so
when you
slowly,
start,
please.
sorry, because I beg apology to you today because I cannot do this program with my laptop due to some technical problem. Because after 6 months later, when I opened my laptop to connect in the studio, my laptop did not cooperate with me, and finally I am now in my mobile. So please, if I do any mistake in the mobile, so please, I beg apology for that, every viewers and also you, the guest today in our studio.
Don't
Thank
worry,
you.
don't worry.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. I feel very shame that I could not deliver it by our program to anyone, but who were engaged in before in our studio, they have already getting this live show and they are display now. But unfortunately, I
But
could not today due
don't
to my
worry,
laptop.
don't
My
worry.
laptop did not cooperate with me. So I am asking you another question that
Yes.
you are a writer. You are a writer. Being a writer, you can think that you are do something for the people, for the society, for the nation. Do you think that you have served the purpose by your writing?
Okay. My writing, my
Yes,
writing.
yes,
Okay, for the
yes.
I think yes, because my poetry is a door for the person, for the society, but all the poet, all the poetry is a door to look the truth, to look the light, to look the world. Um, so yes, I think yes, yes.
Thank you. Now I'm asking you another question. Do you write anything beside poetry?
Yes, Mostly fiction and essays. I recently finished work on an essay on the concept of welcoming, um, which allow me to deal with many topics that are dear to me, including the concept of composition, compassion in Buddhism, and the revisitation of the concept of caring for others. Um, as I told you, I'm also working on a novel, and I really hope to complete it by the summer. I hope.
Thank you. Actually, we are just in sitting here with the discussion as like we are do here gossiping, but we are collecting your interview answer because we think and we believe after 20 or 30 years later, when the new generation will come to write in this world, they will find out this video and they will see that once upon a time in the world there was a great poetess named Ilaria Giovinazzo, and she has given an interview with a Bangladeshi poet, that's Toufiq Zohur, has taken this interview, and she has given us this message. And they will very much useful and they will very much grateful to you after getting your answer. We believe it. So we are doing this interview show with you. Thank you very much, Ilaria, because you are also my great friend in world, but you are really a amazing poetess. We respect you for your uh, poetic sense and your thinking thought. You are a versatile, meritorious poetess. So now I'm asking you another question. That is the very important issue
Yes.
nowadays in world. Ilaria, I am asking you number seventh question. Poetry has no boundaries. Do you believe poetry can change the world by its own dreamy way?
Yes. The poetry is a dream, and as I told you before, I think so. I think that poets can change the world with their poems. The power of words should not be underestimated. Poetry brings men together and puts our souls in communication. Every poet is a dreamer, and without dreams, the world would cease to exist. And as Lala Suarez says in his verses, neither you or I only God lost in his dreams exist. And God is also a poet.
Thank you. Really, your last line is touches my heart. Again, I am very much grateful to you that you told me just few times before that the God is also a poet because he is the dreamer and he can send the dreamy sentence to the world for the people. And I am asking you an additional question that in this world there lives 800 crore people at least. So 800 peoples are not poet. There are some very little number of person who are the dreamy work, who do the dreamy work, who are writing poetry. So, my dear friend, in this world, if there is no poetry, if there is no poet, what will be happen? If there is no poet or no poetry from tomorrow, then what will be happen in world? Can you guess?
Oh, okay. Um, the silence poetry,
I told you that
or the silence for poetry.
no, I'm telling you that if there is no poet in the world or no poetry from tomorrow, then what will be happen in world tomorrow?
Okay. Uh, without the poetry, the world uh, is so is so uh, uh, triste, sad. Without poetry, the world was sad and empty. I think.
Yes, thank you. I also think that if there is no poet in the world, or there is no poetry from tomorrow, then this beautiful world will become a dirty canal, and then just come out from the bad smell from the canal, because the poetry across the world is given as the rose, rose. There is a very good smell from rose, and everybody love rose. So the poetry is like a rose to sending every day, every moment in the world. The people
The
who
poetry
are
is like
living.
a rose. I
Yes,
think the same. I think the same.
yes,
The
thank you.
poetry is like a rose.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, my dear friend. You believe also that the poetry is like a rose. Now I am asking you to recite, please, two poems from your books. Two poems.
Two poems. Yes, it's okay. Mm. You feel this constant wear and tear, ropes around the winch, the perfect meeting of the body that sticks to the shade. You are in sudden harmonies, which I access in enlightened moments of my days, under the weight of things this idiot muscle crushes. Just tell me that life doesn't cheat. Tell me again. Lie to me. Okay, this is one, and
And
the
read
second
another one.
one.
Yes,
Okay.
second one.
I no longer fear the silence of the hallmarks, whitened, subtended by the eternal light of the martyrs who whisper to the living, begging for answers, cursing the pain that shatters the soul and the heart, which gives way. No freedom, no land, no right to life. Empty wells, dirty drinking water, and the sea, the sea, the sea, and then die, die, die. Thank you.
You are welcome. That's a fantastic poem. You have read two poems. This is really brilliant.
Thank you.
How many poetry books you have published?
How many?
Yes.
Okay. Um, so far, I published three poetry collections, three novels, and a translation, and a children's book. And now an essay is about to be coming out. And as I told you, I'm working on a novel and another translation. Unfortunately, I have little time to dedicate to it between work and children, but I'm strong and obstinate.
Yes, really, you did some great job in first, but I think you will do more and more publications in future, because you are born for poetry, you are dedicated for poem, and you are a person for literature. You are born in this world only for literature. So you are
Thanks.
working in literature, and I believe you will publish at least 30 to 50 books in future. Thank you very much. Now I am asking you the one question: what is your future plan about your poetry?
The next selection will definitely contain poems about war and against war. I am shocked by what is happening, not only in Palestine. The war seems to have gone mad. So my next poems will continue on two big themes: spirituality and civil battles, and maybe love, the most important thing in the world, right?
Yes, you are a loud voice in poetry world against the war, and you are always loudly telling about the humanity. You are for human being, and also you are working for human things. When anyone who are watching or looking your Facebook page, that can see that you are always loudly declaring about the human mind, and also always against the war. That we become think that you are a man of very, very, very kind-hearted person. So, as a kind-hearted person, I am asking you one question: what is your advice for new writers?
Oh, for the new writers, read, read. Whatever attention catches your attention, wherever it takes you. Read, explore, listen, feed on poems. Um, only by reading a lot of good poetry will you become a good poet. Um, I think so. No, there is no other way.
Thank you for
Reading is the
your
better way.
yeah, yes. Thank you very much for your such a beautiful answer. One of our very brilliant and renowned poet in Bangladesh. He is the generations of 50. Poet Al Mahmud. He is not in world. He has expired this month, 6 years ago. Poet
Oh,
Al Mahmud. His name was Poet Al Mahmud. He's a very brilliant poet in Bengali language. He told me we have a relation with this senior poet. One day, Poet Al Mahmud told me that if you want to write only single line, you should read before 300 lines. You have read at least 300 lines, then you can write a single line. That is very important philosophical speech
yes,
for
it's
my
very
life.
important things.
Yes,
I think the
and
same. Yes.
and after 6 years later, today I heard from your speech, you have to deliver that read and read. Yes, this is the similarity. This is the similarity from every poet who are dedicated for the poetry, for the literature. They always think that first you have to read, then you can write. If you know it, you cannot write anything. That will be very easy or cheaper writing. That is not the allowable or acceptable in the world. Because if you want to throw some philosophy, some spiritual line before, you should read. Thank you, IIaria Giovinazzo, for your beautiful answer. Really, I am also impressed today. And finally, we have to reach in the last moment of this program. So before we leave this studio, please, can you recite another two poem in the last time?
Okay.
Thank you,
Just a
my friend.
moment. I
Sure,
take another poem. Okay.
sure,
And
please.
if you want, I read from the my translation of Lal Dead. Do you want?
Sure, no problem. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, Lala is a Kashmiri poet, ancient Kashmiri poet. Is a tantric, but have influence from the Sufi way, um, the Sufi Muslim way.
Wait.
Um, okay, just okay. This is the one. Just a moment. Uh, okay. Okay. In English. When the sacred books disappear, only the chants will remain. When the chants disappear, only the mind will remain. When the mind disappears, nothing will remain, and the void will merge with the void. This is a chant of Lalla. And my poem is okay. Sorry, I have opened many many page. Um, mm, 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 mm. Okay. The religion of beauty. Okay. Okay. I inhabited the silence of houses without tenants, where smiles were mirrors of courtesy, reflections conditioned by habit. When I opened the window, a clear light came in. The sky slipped into the room and filled it entirely with enchantment. Okay.
Thank you
Thank
very much.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you,
Tofik.
Ilaria, for your beautiful poem you have translated, which I think from Kashmir in India. Thank you very much. And we have to reach at the last moment in this program. And finally, before we leave this studio, I say one thing. We believe the sky of poetry is one. Different across the world, there are so many poet and poetess lives. They have a lot of languages in the world. There are so many languages, so many culture, but the poet thinking thought are same. That is the humanism. The poet always against the war, against the violence, against the all kind of terrorism. The poet only, they are the dreamer. They throw the dream to the society to make an umbrella or rainbow, because the poet always think that one day this world will beautiful rose garden. We are thinking like this, and the message from your poem today is really fill up our thirsty. Thank you very much, Ilaria. We will do another program with you in very soon. Thank you very much for joining with us. Thank
Thank you
you.
to you,
Bye bye.
Tofik. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ilaria.
Thank
Bye
you,
bye. See you.
everyone.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.